Okay, welcome to episode 64 of my 248k run on a ribbon world with a 10 times science multiplier and a bit of a rail grid. And I've got around to finishing the rest of, well, kind of mostly, the rest of the 8 gigawatts of new power grid. This entire thing is 8 gigawatts running off just 4 offshore pumps, which is kind of wild. I think we're gonna. This is definitely getting stuck on things. This is definitely going to be the fuel plan and the power grid plan going forwards, because it just takes vastly fewer elements than 8 gigawatts of regular nuclear stuff. Each of these reactors has its own tank, and then that was from when I was putting the coolant in this tank, and then it's got 5 exchanges on its own little loop, and the turbines are all merged, but like whatever, that's kind of fine. This is this is just like 8 gigawatts of quite good, useful stuff that I like. And I think I can also, at some point later, just grab all of this and just go up to 16 gigawatts on the other side here, because I think there's space for that as well. Need a bunch more landfill, that's fine. Other things that happened in between, I did need to boost copper, so now this little copper ore is going on a train and is also turning up. Yeah, I mean, this copper here is also new, so we've got kind of not quite 2 more belts of stuff, but maybe 2 red belts of output, because we've got the productivity bonuses. And then the other copper ore that's going on a train is going down here, because this patch is not really sustaining the 4 belts. So now we've got a bit more copper going in. Hopefully that does what it needs to. I also realized that I'd broken yellow science for a while by, forgetting to put the lubricant train back onto automatic after replacing it with a fancy train. But also, that's fixed now as well. Things are kind of ticking along. The other thing that I realized I needed to do, which is kind of funny, is we keep saying train fuel, actually probably not there first, we keep saying train fuel is fixed, and it turns out not to be. And we've got to go and do I have any fluid handling things? I don't think not on me, so I need to go and get some of those. Okay. Because it turns out the train fuel is kind of broken again in kind of a funny way. Basically what happened is, when we decided that we wanted more light oil for rocket fuel and stuff like that, we created a situation where we weren't cracking as much stuff, which was, kind of deliberate, and then forgot that one of the things that this build does, because of all of the water that comes out of the acidic water processing, this is actually filled up now. So we're backed up on acid gas because we're not voiding water. So I think we're just going to... I think it's actually just time to turn up over here and figure out where I can put in just another pump that just voids water. I think that's going to be how we deal with that, because we're no longer putting the... Yeah, I'm not going to be able to find it, am I? We're no longer using all that much water on the cracking, because we're not cracking things anymore. So, item fluid handling facilities, give me like 6 of these. Okay, that's more than I wanted, it's fine. And yeah, the rest of the base is, I guess, turning over kind of well. We're up to 250 bots and getting things done. And then, today we just finished the nuclear weapons tech. That is a thing that we're going to go and do. I'm going to go and build some nukes. I kind of wanted to reorganize all of the uranium processing anyway, because like some of the uranium is over here, some of the fuel stuff is over here. All of these things are logistic bots moving around the place, which is a long way away from everything else where the logistics bots are, which is kind of inconvenient. Is this thing full? Okay, wow, yeah, so fortunately we've got a plan for that, and the plan for that is, the tech we just unlocked. But then also, the other uranium is all the way over this side of the base. And so it's just, rather than training these things to opposite sides of the base and then back into the middle, we're going to rearrange all of that. But also, I discovered, as I was poking around things in the tech tree, this tech here, which I think I have nearly this much of this stuff, but this gives me a recipe where I can make K2 energy directly from a uranium ore at a rate which is actually vastly better in terms of uranium usage than what I'm getting from the version that uses the centrifuged uranium. So I think that's going to be what we do. I think we're going to blitz these, put all of this stuff on a train, and then make K2 energy and things like that a bit closer to the base. We've got a couple of other things to do first. Let's first go and like unmess up the train fuel, and then I think now that we have the power grid, the other thing we want to do, yeah, which we'll look at as we're driving to the next place, is go back to these research fusors, because we've got, are we actually building stuff up here now? Like, we have blasted the dirty water, kicking all this lithium out, but I think a lot of that has just been filling this buffer with stuff, because we're not using it that quickly. Yeah, and then this train is just moving, because we've got a vast lithium buffer on the other side of this map over here. Yeah, like 200k lithium. And it's kind of important, given it's now our entire power grid. But yeah, we've got other fusion things we can be doing as well. How do I move all of this? I think we just go like... And that's kind of going to break stuff for a while, but whatever, that's already got powerful range. And then... So this one is only pumping in if I've got less than 200, so this one probably wants to pump out if I have regular water greater than 300. 300,000. So we'll never have this one pumping in and this one trying to void. But then somewhere I picked up probably a lot more of these than I needed. Yeah, many more of these than I needed. And how many of these can we fit in with some degree of negligence? I reckon. And then another one there. Yeah, that looks like it works, doesn't it? We'll do that. We'll do that. And now we should be voiding excess water at some rate, and that should help us be producing... Actually, how much train fuel do I have? Okay, so the train is full, and then also some of these things are full. And then this one is also full. Yeah, let's also unbound all of these. So we can now just make a lot more train fuel, because train fuel is a thing that I'm not unhappy about having a ton of. And yeah, then it's also a way we're making more light oil and then more gas and more acid and all those useful things. Okay, that of the first things is done. Let's go back and make more fusion stuff, because we're currently just doing... Oh, actually, we're going to... Is that train still sitting way out? Yeah, this artillery train is still sitting all the way out here, and we are going to finish a tech that will bump the artillery shell range, and then we'll go from not shelling any of these dudes to... Where is this? So a third is about here, so we're going to bump the range to about here, and we're going to knock out some of this base. It's fine, don't really care, those guys can die off screen, not a big deal. Yeah, so we've got this lithium, of which we are pumping onto these trains, which is fine. This is just straight pumping over here, isn't it? Then we also want one that only outputs a surplus, because we've got surplus protium probably, because and we can have... We can leave a large buffer of protium in here, but the nature of these recipes are... Yeah, we get a ton of protium out of this stuff. I needed more of these as well, but I guess not yet. And then I wanted some number of these. I don't really know how many of these. Let's say 3. Do I have these? I do have these. That is super convenient, because these guys have got a recipe that will just basically vent protium. Yeah, 200k protium. Yeah, so now this doesn't even give me a whole lot of fusion data out, does it? No. But what it does do is... Can I get another one of these in... Yeah, no, it's already... Maybe I could get this if I moved all of these to the side. Okay, thanks bots that are fast. Okay, yeah, yeah, because I guess this is also just protium, but sure, whatever. We're going to do that. I've got these four things, and then we can just do, yeah, this pretty normal kind of pipe stuff. And so we are prioritizing protium. Yeah, we're prioritizing protium into this other build, which does the lithium stuff, which is fine. This is kind of going to be our workhorse recipe. And then we're also going to get lithium into lithium. Lithium's over here. This stuff is just the protium, which should also just be able to take quite a lot of protium out of. Oh, that's interesting. This, how long do these take? Okay, so this is just going to be an internal. It's not actually going to be an internal buffer thing. I'm going to struggle for fluid throughput because I am also speed moduling these. Because with plus 50% productivity, I'm looking at about 6 of these. Yeah, kind of like 6 crafting weight, which means instead of 200k per second, I'm looking at 120k over 100 seconds, and then this thing is just going to, yeah, I think this is, it's probably going to manage. I'm basically going to be dealing with the protium at the rate that this pump can push stuff out, which is a situation I'm kind of happy with. Okay, let's also go and see if we should be shelling these guys now, and we are, and we've done all the shelling, and Evo is still not even a concern, and we've kind of clipped those guys off again, and then, oh, there's an expansion. Unlucky for you guys. Yeah, I don't have an artillery remote. These guys are just going to make more nests and worms one at a time, and I'm going to shell all of them, and it's going to be fine. And we kind of don't even care. Oh, they've almost got through the bad minds of, hey, I just left these here when I was pushing bases, and they're nearly at running into the air quotes good minds. Okay, moving on. We want to get more of this stuff out. So this is going to get this research data out. I don't even know if it does. Really? Oh yeah, I was wondering if stuff like that was going to happen. Yeah. But it's probably still fine. These guys are still all just running in. And yeah, whatever. Lost a couple of landmines? Yeah, lost a couple of landmines. Probably still have a couple of thousand in boxes. 1,500 in boxes. Yeah, that's all just fine. Yeah, and then these guys are like trying to do their settlement stuff, and you know, it not going off for them. Okay, so the fact that this pump did turn off for a moment means that it's probably will be able to handle that kind of okay. Let's leave a bit of space there, because we do want. Okay, let's leave a bit of space here as well, because I might want an intersection like this. But this belt... Yeah, this belt here... Actually, that is the thing that I wanted, isn't it? I did want to figure out how to have a buffer here, which I think will work fine. Because one of the things... Yeah, the other recipe I think I want to muck around with yet, although it kind of doesn't really matter, in the sense that we can probably still just tank all of this stuff, is we've got... Somewhere there's a recipe that gives me, yeah... 500 fusion data from 100 deuterium and 100 tritium, which seems pretty good, given that otherwise we're just getting 10 fusion data at a time. And then there's deuterium lithium as well. Yeah, so this is the other one where we've got the other reason why we want the lithium here. Oh, cool. I wasn't sure whether or not I was going to have enough tech for that to finish, but we have, and I think that means 50k. I think we... Yeah, let's do worker robot speed and then just kick into the star engine stuff. And this is going to be probably what we're researching for a while, and I think at this point we have almost all of the techs we want to be doing all the things, and we are in the place where we should have been mega basing, but we're not, never mind. Yeah. Like, I don't think... deuterium, tritium, and then these ones, like, I'm also making these things so slowly, like these other products so slowly, that I don't think I really need to worry about having more than one of each of these. Is this even going down? This is probably just pump speed, isn't it? Is there... Oh, there's actually a tile of gap in here. That's cute. Are you guys all working? Yes, we are using lithium slowly, but the thing that I'm wondering about now is, can I have another one of these here and run this through... I would still rather have it on... Does it matter which side of the belt it's on? It does not matter which side of the belt it's on. That was the thing I was thinking about worrying about, and then decided that I would not worry about. Because now we can also just have... yeah, bots can bring that one back because we want this one, and then also want to do the same circuit condition. Not that, this. Yep, so now we can have more of this stuff, because it does look like we need to be dealing with more of this stuff. Because we are getting... Like, this might also have pump throughput issues, but also whatever, it's probably fine. And then we've even got... Have I set this up so I can have beacon space? I can somewhat have beacon space here, can't I? I don't think I'm going to need beacon space. But we can throw a couple more beacons here if we need to. And mostly we kind of don't care, because those ones are, like, kind of slow anyway, and also still limited by pumps. So, whatever. Yeah, yeah, that's right, I was distracted by the artillery kicking off. Because this thing spits out 500 fusion data, I kind of want to be able to have a buffer down here somewhere, so that the 500 fluid data, when it arrives at once, doesn't block all of this. And so I think what we're going to do about that is... These are stack inserters? Yeah, if we do... and then I will need some kind of box here, and then one of these also here or something. And we could probably actually just move this one over one. Yeah, so now all of this whole buffer here will unload before any of these science vessels get to it, and then we'll also be able to handle like 500 science turning up at once, and then unloading it later in the manner that this guy is going to be doing a thing. Do I even want to... I don't even know that I want to deal with that now. I think all I want to do now... Yeah, I don't think we're going to bother with that at all yet. We're going to keep on running these things. Fluid ingredient shortage, yeah, pumps doing everything they can. We're going to keep running those, and then we're also going to just have these in some other tanks somewhere else. This way, this way. Yeah, so we're going to have some tanks here, and we're going to have a lot of pumps around the place, because we've got such small amounts of this that, like, one or two getting trapped in some tank somewhere or in some pipe behind a thing is actually kind of bad. But also now we've got places to store this stuff, and we're getting so much of it. In fact, I think I might just... Yeah, do I have a... probably don't have an arithmetic combinator, do I? I do have an arithmetic combinator, but I actually needed to decide a combinator to make the other thing work, because I was contemplating having a thing that made me... that pumped out of the deuterium. In fact, I don't even think I need to worry about that at all yet, because I only get 10 times as much deuterium as strontium. Okay, whatever. We're going through it anyway. We're going to do a thing where we're going to put one of these, say, here. And then this recipe is going to be the lithium deuterium version. And these are even on the side that I like. This can connect from here to here, which is pretty cool. And I've kind of put this a little bit far away, but whatever. Okay, so I think we move all of this a little bit closer. And then, yeah, so we've got lithium here, and we've got it nearly lined up, didn't it? Yep. So we're just gonna pour all of our deuterium into. We're gonna mix it with the lithium, which we've got a decent amount of. We're just gonna turn this into 100, which we're still not going to be sort of bottlenecked by because it's still over 100 seconds. And yeah, we're gonna with the only thing. So at this point, actually, the only thing we're going to be caching is the tritium, which actually can I? Can I have? I can do this without a combinator. So if this is fusion stage, where's my deuterium? Yeah, this one. Deuterium greater than tritium, and then this is currently off. Yeah, so I don't actually think I needed a combinator for that. So we should, at this point, be caching an equal number of these things, at which point we can come back when we've got a lot of this stuff and do something better with it. And in between then, we can be turning all of this stuff into hundreds of fusion tech. Not that we need a lot of fusion tech, because I'm pretty sure this train has, yeah, we've got a lot of stuff going on there. Okay, the other thing we were going to do is reorganize these, because now we've got the recipe that doesn't need the gold or the oxygen venting. We're kind of blocked by this stuff, and these guys are just waiting to get a lot more hydrogen in. Yeah, okay, so we can probably still just... Yeah, let's put a copy with a recipe over here so we can blitz all of these things. And then this is also just... That's hydrogen. Ah, I see what happened there. All of this hydrogen ended up in this tank because when I had... Yeah, when I changed the recipe, this went from water in, 2 oxygens and a hydrogen out to hydrogen in all 3 places, and then this tank actually has a ton of hydrogen which we can just like straight up connect over here. And then this is going to need a pump because these guys do have, because their fluid volumes are so large, they do tend to hog just a lot of fluid pressure. But that's fine. We can do all of this. We can even have... Maybe this isn't really going to help. Okay, so the thing we really wanted to do is figure out how to have more of these things, and it does look like we can just... Actually, I can even pack them... I can even pack them like so, because these are both outputs. So I don't even need to worry about that. In fact, I could go to the kind of train station that has 4 tanks. Maybe we do that. Where is... Yeah, it's this one. It's these ones that disappear, aren't they? And then we're probably going to have a train station turn up. Yeah, like so. And this thing ended up still connected. Okay, I'm okay with that. This train station is now on, and we're going to deliver a bunch of water, and that also means that these things can... I mean, do I want to get 8 in here? How would I get 8 in here if I were doing that? I think the answer to that, actually, is... Are you also now... Fluid ingredient, oh yeah, you're just pumping as hard as you can because you also need to get 100,000 of this stuff. And yeah, this is still getting towards inserter bottlenecks, isn't it? It's like 1,000 per second is kind of the flow rate we would be interested in getting if that were to work. But yeah, so this is actually going to work. Wild. Because if we do this, and then... Yeah, I think we break... I think we need a different pump into each of these. These guys, yeah, those guys are doing that just fine. You don't need to be there. And then the plan here is I can actually have another set of these connected here. So that's what we're going to do. So we can get this up to 8 of these things. I don't even think that's well ratioed to these, but it's going to be like a lot more than we previously had. Is this even still... Okay, so we did work through the protium cap, so that's fine. And then we need this kind of stuff that looks pretty normal. Some of those over there. And then we actually want this to pump like here. Like so. Yeah, that's going to do everything we needed it to, more or less. We just also need to power some things. So we can... I mean, this tank... This tank is kind of staying, isn't it? It doesn't really want to, but... As long as this is the giant source of hydrogen we've got left over, then yeah, I think we're going to keep it like that. Actually, is that... I don't think that's true at all. I think we're going to break... Yeah, we're going to make all of this a little bit worse. We're going to have... one of these here, one of these here. Because we also want to pump in... here. And mostly this is just about managing flow rates at this point. But we can have these 4 of these guys connecting. All of these are now running. I'm really gonna run down this water buffer, aren't I? The trains are gonna be coming here all the time. Oh well, they'll be fine. So yeah, so now we've got... These guys have got their inputs, and then this one here also wanted to go like so. That's why... The other reason why we've got 2 pumps here. So we're gonna empty out this tank. We're going to, yeah, really be blasting all this water. We're going to be putting a lot of protium in these tanks. Both of these guys are going to get slightly more work done. This tank we're going to empty and then kill. And yeah, then we should end up with a lot of... Disable by controllable behavior, 20. This actually looks like it's going to be doing what it needs to. Yeah, this one doesn't need to run very often. These guys will get more protium in from... In fact, this is probably... I haven't even looked at how many of these I need. 20k in 100 seconds. And then run across the tracks, don't get hit by anything. 10k in 100 seconds. So... Wait, no, 100k. 100k in 100 seconds. Okay. Yeah, so were these 2 running at full speed, they would be ratioed like 1 of these to 5 of these, except that we don't have... We're not giving these things all the hydrogen they need, even though we're getting a lot of hydrogen out now. But... Overall, that's going to do a thing I'm pretty happy with. We're gonna tank tritium, we're gonna tank deuterium. Yeah, okay, so this is the other quirk of this, is that because this pump can pump so much stuff out, as soon as this tank hits like 40 or whatever, then this pump will be able to pump all 40 out in one cycle, and so we're not actually going to save any significant amount of tritium. Well, we're not going to save any significant amount of deuterium until we have more tritium than we can do in one cycle of a pump, because this guy probably has... Yeah, it just got some more stuff. That's fine. The solution is we just wait, and we get more tritium, and then we start saving deuterium when we have a lot of tritium, and then we get a lot of both, and we do something else here that we need to worry about later. That's all fine. Power grid is... Yes, 7... These are... I guess these are... Yeah, these are going to be the... That was the other thing I was going to look at, wasn't it? Because it was these things turning on and off all the time. Because I actually have... These research lasers are going to be doing a lot more work now. because we're actually consuming all of these sciences. In fact, we're not... Are you getting... You're not actually getting enough stone. Okay. The solution to that is all of this can go... The yellow stuff can go to red, the stuff that's blue can go to blue, and we will just pile more stone in there. That's fine. But also, because this magnet data, laser data build is not particularly well ratioed to these guys... Yeah, I think I've got about twice as much as I need, don't I? I think we're going to get rid of this much stuff and this much stuff. But then we also need this to continue. Where's that going to connect? Water through here into these two guys. Yeah, that's not actually sure whether or not these guys are going to reach there, but they definitely will there, yeah. So this is going to have, yeah, in fact, we'll just get rid of all of those things. And hopefully with these things better ratioed, I mean, if this hot coolant builds up, yeah, then this steam tank here also doesn't need to exist because it's never getting anything because these big turbines are prioritizing over steam turbines. But hopefully these guys are working more consistently, which means these four things are also working more consistently, and we don't get quite so much of... Yeah, now we've got a couple of little notches rather than the jumping up and down that we had previously that we can't even see when we aggregate this out. But yeah, so what was the other... then there's also some pipes. Actually, do I need any of these? All of those can go. Can I bridge this? We can bridge it there. It's not necessarily a bridge I need, but it's one I'll feel better about. Yeah. And then I guess it also all turns off when these chests fill up again. Okay, never mind. Yeah, because the other thing I was looking at is, you know, do I actually need to throw down the other two stellarators to go up another 4 gigawatts of power generation? The answer to that is kind of maybe nearly. But we do have... Which way are we going? We're going this way. We do have now the... Yeah, we've got a bunch of techs unlocked. And the things I actually wanted to build today, like this is pretty happy. We're happy about this. We're now making a lot more of this stuff. This tank, oh yeah, this tank that... Why am I not actually going anywhere? Oh, because this train is in the way. Yeah, okay, fine. Just go this way and then go here. Yeah, sure. There was a better path you could have taken. Never mind. Yeah, this tank is now empty, and so we don't need it. And those bots are real fast. Those bots are slow. Okay, we can get those out of the way. We actually don't have radar coverage in that square. Never mind. What is this? Yeah, less than 300. Wait, why are you not... Okay, that's not actually circuit conditioned properly. It's circuit conditioned... Oh, it's connecting to the pole. It's connecting to the pole, it's not connecting to the tank. Okay, so that was a thing that... Yeah, I wasn't expecting that to connect because I kind of blitzed the tanks and then put it back and then saw the wire and assumed that it had in fact connected, and it has in fact not connected. But also, just completely filling these tanks with water, also an outcome I am somewhat okay with. Yeah, this... Where's my wire? We don't want to circuit condition those, we want to circuit condition these. And now this train station is off, which is fine, and now we can go back to the core. And this should now be doing what we need it to. Yeah, all these guys are running. These guys are going to get some decent amount of stuff. We're collecting things. We are... Yeah, we don't actually need all of these, because we are not processing hydrogen at a rate that we need to, but also whatever. Are we... I also want to see that I'm... Yeah, because I'm using a full half belt of lithium here, and I don't know that I have the dirty water to be making at that rate, but I think we just ignore it and come back to it later, because we've got other stuff to build. In particular, The things we want to build now are, because we can build nuclear weapons. So we've got 2 recipes for nuclear weapons in this mod. We've got 10 plutonium or 30 uranium. So I reckon we just go for, you know, some of each. We'll get a couple of flavors of nukes. It'll be fine. And yeah, then we... Oh, these are based on explosive rockets and rocket control units and plutonium. Interesting. That's fine. All those things are acceptable. Why don't I have RCUs in the network? Are you guys short on... You're short on LDS? Okay, I mean, that is one of the things that I was okay for you to be short on. We've got enough space science as it is. Labs are all running. All of that is pretty happy and fine. Yeah, so we need a way of getting these materials into... Yeah, we've got everything except the nuclear materials that we need. And the first thing to do is to figure out where we're going to build this. And it might be over here. Maybe over here? Maybe over here. What is... Yeah, I think this looks like a good spot. Because we've got a couple of trains that we want to bring in. Because the other switch we need to do is... It's not even there. It's over... It's not even over there. It's a fusion stage tech that turns up in the electronic stage. But yeah, we want to reconfigure the Ki2 energy so that we get uranium ore. Which way around do I want to do this? Oh, this is a train waiting to go to a place that needs LDS. Oh well. Oh, that's the other thing I was going to do about LDS. Because especially now that we have a ton of power grid and we are kind of short on copper. Yeah, I think we're just going to go and do this. One of the ways that we can get more LDS for not having as much copper, especially as all these guys are beaconed pretty heavily anyway, is upgrade all the beacons. We'll just get more stuff up, and we'll slow the LDS down a bit, but at the moment we're kind of copper limited anyway, so we will address that problem by... I'm sure there's a 3rd LDS build somewhere. That's the one I already upgraded. Where is this the 3rd LDS build? This is the 3rd LDS build. So yeah, so we'll use this copper at a slightly reduced rate. These things are already beaconed. Some of these are not beaconed super well. This is going to go down to a very normal crafting speed. But a lot of these are still going to be, yeah, crafting pretty fast, getting more stuff out for the copper we're spending. So that's going to be one way of getting more LDS out. Then... Yeah, what order do I want to do these things in? First of all, how much uranium do I have over here? And the answer is quite a bit. Yeah, because I think we also just want to... We want to stop having... All these guys have kind of filled up. Yeah, we just want to get rid of all of this. In fact, all of this stuff. In fact, all of this stuff. And then this train station is going to change to have uranium ore. And then the... Yeah, so the issue is if I change... This train station here wants to change to uranium ore, but has already got a lot of stuff in it, and we're kind of working through it here. So we kind of also need to empty this stuff out, and then also kind of empty this stuff out. I mean, how much of this do we have? Yeah, we've got a lot, don't we? And we're coverexing some amount of stuff as well, which is nice. I think all of this reprocessing is definitely going away, though. Yeah, where do we want to start this? Okay, so let's go... Those bots are so fast. How many bots are we up to? We're up to, yeah, about 400 bots. It's fine. Is that... No, it's a lamp. Yeah, we're going to wander over here, because I don't think we're going to need all that much space, I don't think. What trains do we want to... Actually... We don't need many trains at all. We kind of only need one train bringing in the uranium ore. Because the idea is... if we're just putting uranium ore on a train here to take to the K2 stuff, you stop for a moment. Yeah, first of all, this wants to be a 4 train station. Do you have? You should have bots. Yeah, we've just got bots wandering a long way along the thing. Yeah, if we, there's also actually, let's just make sure we get all of that. That is not a big deal at all. But we're going to have all of it. It's going to be fine. And yeah. So we actually only need 1 train station over here. Is there a place I can put 1 train station? Should we just put... Can we just put another 1 train station in here? I reckon so. I reckon we put another train station just in here like this. Is that even fitting in the right... Did I line that up properly? I did. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna bring some uranium in here, because this is going to be basically the only place we're not gonna need all that much uranium. And this is not going to be the artillery station, but whatever. Okay. Yeah, we don't need to do things over here at all. What was... Oh, that was a rocket. That was the shadow of a rocket, because we're kind of in line with these things. You need to go to the East Depot, because there are some bots putting a bunch of things in storage chests over there, which you need to get to. And then we're going to run... Oh, we can't run through these chests. We've got to go around. Yeah, this is going to be the other... This is going to be the other uranium ore station. And... Because the thing is, I don't think I need much of this at all at this point. I think because, like, we've only got this much centrifuging going on, because... And then also, let's just, yeah, get rid of all of this stuff. We've only got this much centrifuging happening because we needed all of this low-grade uranium in the K2 energy providers, and without that, I don't think we need nearly as much in uranium processing at all. All of this stuff can go away. Bots are super fast. Actually, the other thing I've just remembered is because we've got the new Stellarator stuff, where is the old thorium fuel? Thorium fuel is here? I don't think this station needs to exist at all. In fact, yeah, these are already full. I kind of don't need to be making any more of this stuff. Yeah, whatever. Okay. All of that stuff can disappear. We'll just see if we can empty out these. The irony is the thorium fuel is the one that's turning off when I don't need the power grid, and at the moment I've got a bit of surplus of power grid, so it's going to be, yeah, the thing that's turning off. Never mind. Okay. Have uranium ore? Yeah, because the thing I was thinking about is I just also alt-D'd all of my centrifuges with the recipes, didn't I? Because I would rather copy one of these things and... Yeah, we're just gonna process stuff directly for train, because I kind of don't care. I don't even think I need this many, because I think at this point the only thing these will do will be processing for Coverix. Processing for Coverix for weapons? Because I don't even need this for fuel anymore. Not hugely. Like, I've still got the power grids to the east, but I've also got a bit of a backlog of that stuff. Okay. Yeah, maybe we do just do that. Okay, sure. Then we can have... Do I want... No, I do need to be putting this in chests, don't I? We've got to... Yeah, because we don't want to be blocking the train access. Like, we still want to be able to have stack inserters here and boxes here. Even though... Did you get a chain signal? Yes, good. Yeah, and then... What are you making? Are we just... I think what we're actually doing is we're just gonna like just have this in the network. Just go into the network. I think that's actually all we need to do. For some definitions of all we need to do. This is still not like a great plan. There's a decent chance this backs up on my uranium train anyway, but also whatever, because I guess we just have, okay, let's have, I can use these power poles. We can run this signal through, and then this is read logistics network, and then do I need a, am I doing anything with the depleted uranium at all? I don't think I am. I think this might just be if I have less than, say, 300, which is still a lot, isn't it? I think we probably only need 100. The thing I'm wondering about is, do I want to actually have all of these in one chest that I check? I think that's probably better. I think that's less likely to block trains and things like that. And that also means that there's, because otherwise bots will prioritize the things they want from any one of those chests rather than, so fast, rather than just like the one chest that we can use to control things. So this is going to be the chest we use to control things. We're going to have this here. We can circuit condition this to the thing, and if we have less than that many rocks, we can do a thing. And so this train station is now active, although now the problem is that this is going to back up on stuff, isn't it? So actually I think I probably should be doing this from the logistics network, because the next stage here is to be coverexing a bunch of stuff just in the network. But never mind. I think the thing we're going to do first, which is probably a terrible idea, but we're going to go for it anyway, is, like, a lot of the stuff just wants to not be here anymore. All of this stuff can disappear. These two guys are still working hard and can stay there. All of... what do I even need? Oh, this was the thorium fuel that I've just kind of shut down as well, haven't I? All of this cannot be here. All of this cannot be here. The acid needs to stay because we're still mining this. All of this needs to not be around. These things are just just network anyway. Let's empty these out with bots. And then maybe we copy... do we even copy some of the stuff? I don't even think we copy some of the stuff. I think we just... like, not in terms of the most of the patterns. I think we just grab some of that. Okay, you're not going to hit me. And also the other train is over there. And then over here, we just run our reprocessing in the middle of the logic grid. I think that's all we need to do there. And all of this will get, you know, easier. Yeah, so now we're just like request that stuff. We do need to be making the fuel, which we are currently not making. Do we even need... I don't even think we need two of those. But we probably do. I mean, let's make this go fast, because why not? And then... so the other train that we haven't yet fixed or figured out is this one. So we do actually need another train station somewhere. But I think we're just getting rid of all of these. Yeah, so these two things. Do I even want MOX fuels? Because this is, I'm not really using these at all, except for train providers. So I think we just get rid of all of that stuff. And probably also just all of this stuff. This will be fine. These things... yeah, these things we've now put somewhere else. All of these things can just go back in the logistics network because because that's how that works. These things can, yeah, let's just also get rid of, where is, yeah, active provider that box as well, and we'll just dump all of the stuff in storage. These guys are still doing the little Coverix loop, which is fine. This guy is still running full to empty, so we're not short of beacon energy. Yeah, kind of need to maybe just move that train station somewhere else as well. These things, I mean, this is already more than I needed, isn't it? I think we're just going to copy some of these. I think we still run, we only really need one nuclear fuel here at the moment, don't we? We need fission stage because it's a fission fuel, and I guess as long as, yeah, as long as we're getting thorium out, we still, yeah, as soon as we're putting this thorium, consume thorium, yeah, as long as we're still making thorium waste, we still kind of need to be making this kind of fuel stuff as well, so we kind of got to do that. But then we're just going to have our nuclear reprocessing in the middle of, yeah, let's have you request 10. We're just going to have our nuclear reprocessing just in the middle of the logic grid, because that's a sensible thing to do, isn't it? These guys can't have modules. Okay, fine. Yeah, so we're going to request a bunch of this stuff. Are we at least... I was expecting you guys to be... Yeah, so some of this stuff is now being delivered. Why? I was expecting a delivery of that, especially because we... Didn't we active provider... Maybe it's just getting dumped somewhere else. Oh well, the logibots are now pretty unhappy about that stuff. Slash busy and getting a lot of things done. Yeah, so this is all getting picked up. All these things are getting picked up. All of this stuff can just disappear. All of these, yeah, all of this is basically just done now. This train, yeah, we need to figure out where we're reprocessing that stuff. But a lot of this stuff, in fact, this is already active provided. I've already got this box of stuff here. I reckon we just Alt-D all of this stuff as well. Bots are going to have a fun time. Yeah, construction bots moving a lot of things around. Like this box of stuff we can leave here. I don't think this carriage is limited. And I also don't think this train schedule cares about how much reprocessed fuel is just in its inventory. Which is fine, because it means that we don't even need to set this train up in a good station with its logibots for a while yet. This train station here kind of in the way. I think where is the other uranium? Yeah, because this have uranium, or you definitely want an icon, because we're doing icon things now. Yeah, and then this still works, and then we need more trains on, we need more carriages on this guy, and we need a loading station. Is this a loading station? This is kind of loading station. It's enough of a loading station, it'll be fine. And it's going to go here, which just fits, and then we also don't have train fuel there. We probably should. Train fuel is a thing, especially as we're just moving everything around with the logibot now, that can go in all of the places and be completely fine. And then this belt, yeah, we're going to do pretty normal things with again. Okay, so that, when we get around to visiting this side of the base, and I think there was a train, I think I sent, yeah, this train I sent to them all, come back here, because we can give you the things that you need, that the bots need to be able to do all of that stuff. This is, yeah, these guys are going to work on 2 stacks of things, which is completely fine. making uranium to... These boxes, these ones need to be unlimited. Because, actually, these ones need to be storage, limited to, yeah, set to uranium-233. Yeah, fission stage. We're doing fission stuff. Uranium-233 and also, yeah, plutonium. Because we want to make sure that these, yeah, that these solution containers get taken with priority. And then also, I mean, we're only ever producing stuff at the rate that the power plants are using these things anyway, so we're not really worried about throttling the outputs there. Probably. It probably doesn't go badly wrong. Okay. Did we get this? Where is the build train? The build train's over there. Good. Because we needed to give the build train some stuff. It needed some wagons. It needed... Haven't got it by trains yet. That's pretty good. We're probably going to build... We're probably going to build some mining out there at some point, so just have a bunch of mining drills and a bunch of those, and a bunch of these. Was there anything else bots were complaining about? And it was, yeah, the stellarators on the other side of the grid. Okay, you go over there. Bots will build the rest of that train. It's fine. Is this still... This is still, yeah, this is still the LDS problem. However, all of these guys are still running, so I'm kind of fine with that. Yeah, so do we at least have... I was expecting to be able to work on... Yeah. Let's have a lot of these. So we are logimalling all of that stuff, which is fine. We're logimalling our nuclear reprocessing. This... Yeah, this beacon stuff... I still kind of want to run this down. If I can, because I don't really have anything else to do with the depleted uranium at the moment, which is a bit of a shame. Yeah, Covrix is running. Okay. Did we... Bots have probably built... Bots are getting around to building this thing. But it's also kind of fine. All of that is running... Oh yeah, then the reason why I wanted this station is because this exact station... is more or less also the thing that can go all the way over the side over here. And we can put it here. And yeah, something was in the way. These guys, yeah, that stuff is all getting picked up. This can all go away, this can go away. This is getting deconstructed. That's all fine, and that means that this train station, yeah, we can do all this differently and start putting this on the train as well. These are... I guess this is fine that this is regular belt, because this is still in the basic network, and we're really not making all that much of this stuff anyway. But is also fine. Okay, so now we can be filling these chests with things. I should be turning on and off and on these stations based on whether or not these things have uranium ore in them. That's going to be a thing. But we also kind of don't need to worry about that yet. Yeah, okay. So I guess the thing we actually have to do is figure out how we're going to do Covrix now that we've got all of this processing in here. And, I mean, should we actually go and bother boosting LDS? I think it's mostly probably fine. I want to claim it's probably fine. We're getting... Is it actually a copper shortage? Maybe these guys have been slowed down a bit, and so now it's a throughput shortage. Can I? Is there a nice grid square with... In fact, we don't have any LDS out. We don't have any LDS out this way yet, do we? So I think what we're going to do, because LDS is a problem, and I don't think we boosted LDS by nearly as much as anything else we did. Like, I don't think we boosted it when we boosted the rocket fuel and RCUs recently. I reckon we can just dump this in here. Thonk. And then we don't have, I'm pretty sure we don't have beacon headroom. We do not have beacon headroom. So we need to find some normal beacons, speed 2 beacons, sure. Good enough for now. And then we beacon this thing. And then, because we like beacons, we are going to beacon 3 these. Beacon 3? Yeah, people know what I mean. When they see the upgrade planner, that's obviously what's happening. So we'll speed module all of these, and we'll get a lot more LDS out. We'll call... We got all the stations? We got all the stations. This is still in... Yeah, this is still in the main grid as well. So we're just going to... Yeah, we'll just boosted LDS again. Yeah, cool, sure, that's how that works. Yeah, this is all me avoiding thinking about how do I want to set up Coverix again, isn't it? And then also how I want to set up the train fuel. Because I don't think I have... Can I? Yeah, we'll just... Yeah. These guys are all kind of in the way. Can I sneak another train through here? Because I won't need a lot of stuff on this other train. And it looks like the answer is yes. So I think we're just going to go with... Yeah, the worst possible answer to all of this. Which is... yeah, we'll take all of that, we'll put it here. And this one is not going to be Please You anymore. This is going to be... nuclear is no longer, we've got fission and fusion now, so we're going to have to say have fission fuel. And this is going to be, we're going to use the fission stage icon of these uranium 235 rods. In fact, I could have just moved have uranium fuel. Yeah, we are actually going to just copy the station. This is the station that we're going to have here. Yep, and then this other, is this all, there's a couple of squares that aren't set yet, but whatever. And then, yeah, this is going to be where we run this train from. These guys are all, yeah, these guys are all doing what they need to. Yeah, this, I think we just get this out of the way. And then this is going to go to have uranium fuel, and then we just get these out of the way. Could have done that with the logibots as well, never mind. We still got 500 construction bots free, and these boxes can go away. This is... Yeah, this is all going to fit on the yellow belt. This is all just backed up because these things have filled the belt when we weren't mining things. So this is still kind of tidy, and we've still got a couple of loads of this kind of uranium in here. We've now got, yeah, still haven't combinated those things, because we should have a train turning up here at this point. But the thing we're just going to do is we're just going to logibot all of this. We're going to have, yeah, we're just going to have active provider here. On this side of the train? Sure, on this side of the train. Because this one is going to be all the fuel stuff. Yeah, this second wagon, in its weighting based on this LDS train. Okay. I would like this LDS train to not be here. I would like it to be basically anywhere else. Just hang out somewhere else for a bit, and when the stations come back, you get to... Yeah, when the stations declare their availability, you will be able to do things again. Because I want to see this train, and then, yeah, we just... So all of the reprocessed fuels just get logibotted out, and then... We don't even need... We only need one of these things, yeah. And then all of... someone requested uranium fuel. Yeah, sure, that's a thing that was going to happen, of course it was. This uranium fuel, we just request, say, 400 of these things. So that's going to be basically... Actually, let's put this... Put this here. And that's going to be basically the... I think that's the new fission fuel plan. I think that's going to do what it needs to. So we've got an artillery train here, we've got a little nuclear fuel train, we've got a Coverix train, which is not really good doing Coverix things yet, but whatever, not really sure that it needs to. Is this another LDS train? This is another LDS train. I shouldn't be surprised, really, because LDS is just a thing I need a lot of, but you can also just go... Yeah, go over here, and then get to that temporary waypoint, clear that temporary waypoint, and then come back later. And yeah, we are now just logimalling all of our fuel stuff. We still kind of have Covarex in other places, yeah, and we just reprocessing all of those things. That's fine. We've got, what were you? Plutonium. Okay. Yeah, I think we still want a lot of those. Like, we're definitely going to be doing that for the main combat theme later. So because of that, let's request, say, 100. I mean, how many nuclear weapons am I really going to use? And then like another 600 of these, because these grenades also sound pretty good. In fact, I already had a combat chest up here, of which I wasn't really doing anything with, and half of these systems are just things that aren't super useful given the new stuff we've got. But... So what have we not set up yet? Oh, we haven't set up... I haven't set up the... Yeah, these guys... Do I even care? Yeah, so these stations need to be disabling if there's not enough stuff here. But also, that's kind of... Do you want to swap some of these for productivity modules? How much am I concerned about? I'm not really concerned about not having this stuff at all at the moment. Because the next thing we wanted to do anyway is hopefully run down some of this stuff. Yeah, these guys are actually going to take a while to run themselves out, aren't they? And then do I want to Covarex that? I don't think I want to. Maybe I do just sit. It's still a lot of uranium, isn't it? I don't think I care about that much of that stuff. I think we're just going to continue running it on this recipe for a while, swap it over to the new recipe in a bit. Yeah, I think we're pretty good. This guy has got all of the fuel it needs. We're now logibot processing all of our nuclear fuel. We've got enough power grid. We're closing out on needing to put the other two stellarators down, which is pretty fun. Let's check on the fusion thing, and the fusion thing is, yeah, we've got enough protium. Most of these are working actually, which is a bit of a surprise. All of that's doing a thing. We've got a lot of fusion energy. There were some other things we could make with fusion energy, wasn't there? I think this is going to be last thing this time, is that, yeah, tier... We've got an extra core. Can I make... Oh, that's Ki2 core. So I need the structured exotic matter, which I'm currently just processing into the next tech. The beacons I can make easily. The energy providers I can also make easily. So all of this is fine. Yeah, this thing was going to make these things. How many are you requesting? That is a completely reasonable number of all of those things. That's fine. Yeah, just make 2 stacks of these Ki3 beacons, because I want to see how big this thing is and what its effect radius is like. But also, I don't think I can do a whole lot with that yet, because... I mean, I was just wondering about how much of the stuff I have and whether I can make this Ki3 energy, except that also... I have a ton of fusion tech, and I have a ton of exotic science. Maybe that is a thing we can do. Maybe a thing we do next time is we just go power up another one of those cores, because we are up to 24, 10... We've got about 40k exotic science, and then we are just waiting on the LDS. And then, yeah, a bunch of that stuff is happening. Space science looking pretty good. We are just waiting on LDS. Everything is ticking over. Okay, let's go check on this new... Is this the new LDS build? Because steel? That was not the thing I was expecting LDS to be waiting on. Oh, plastic. Okay, so let's check on the steel, which should be over here. And is this just a train? It's just waiting on... Ah, okay, yeah. So I see what I did badly there. This is also still an LDS problem. But the problem is that somewhere... Is it here? No, these are just trains waiting to do their thing. Here. This LDS train needs to edge forward just a little. Because it was... Yeah, it was blocking the intersection, which meant the steel train didn't get there. Oh no, wait, the steel train was heading right there to the LDS. Yeah, okay, actual final thing, because I've remembered a thing I was going to do at the beginning, but then forgot about, is... We do have a bit of a petrochem shortage as well, just generally. So the thing we're going to do about that pretty quickly is in here, we can actually have more than a couple of those, but we're going to slap in some beacons. And then we are going to also change these. These are already speed 3s, but we can change these from prod mod 1 to prod mod 3. And yeah, there we go. We have boosted petrochem because we need the light oil for rocket fuel. We kind of got a bit there. We need the petrochem is also kind of suffering. The warehousing stuff is probably also, yeah, not super happy either. Oh well. Yeah, got a lot of stuff done. Have no idea how long that episode was. I think we need to... Yeah, I think it might actually be time, given that we're cranking through the worker robot speed. Are all the labs good? Like, the labs are pretty happy. Most of the sciences are pretty happy. We've got a decent amount of military tech sitting around. We're low on both blue and yellow, and all the labs are running, which means things are pretty happy. It might be time to go and do a bunch of combat stuff. Because we've got all the weapon systems we want now, including all of these guys. So I think I've still left a bunch of stuff broken. I think the uranium trains are still kind of broken, but probably fine. The Coverix are still in this weird place by itself. There's still a lot of things to sort out. But overall, I think we probably pretty good. I think we did all the things we need to before moving on to just pushing and getting a bunch of new territory and Star Engine stuff. So maybe that happens next time. Yeah, sure, whatever.